everybody, Febrienne here. I've been realizing that a lot of people do not understand Touch of Magic. It's because the game doesn't really teach you much about the tools. They just kind of went, here's the tools, and then expect you to know. As many of you know, if you watch my live streams, I love doing Touch of Magic. I've made stuff like this rug and this dress, and I've made plenty of other dresses on live streams. Those are my favorite to make, but I can show you something simple today. So every piece of clothing you're gonna pick is gonna be a little different in terms of implementing some of the ideas I recommend. But you can do this on any piece of clothing you want. But I'm going to show you it with the basic sweetheart strapless gown. It is one of the easiest ones to design on, in my opinion. So you can change the color right here, so I'm gonna change it to black. And something to keep in mind, you can use a lot of different shapes, but my top used shape are these, which is the ombre tools. These little ombres. So this makes an intense ombre, which I'll shrink a little, and this makes a less intense ombre. It's hard to tell now, but it just is a little less intense. There are times where I like the less intense version. These are some of the most implemented tools in my library. I will probably always have some form of ombre on one of my dresses. It's kind of hard not to. Now, there are a lot of designs that you might think, how can I make a dress out of that? Well, I'm going to show you some of the techniques you can do today. So, taking these off, I'm first going to just teach you the basics of some of the tools. So say I take up this little circle, I can go like this, and I can mirror it. This is the mirroring one, like so. And it will move it around at the same area that I have it currently selected at. So I could make a cool design like so here, where it looks like a little corset type look, which is already very simple, and you can just change the color and boom, you're happy. But I'm going to show you how to spruce this up a little. So we're going to change it to pink. Pink is always better. And then, so I'm going to show you one of the second tools you can use at your disposal. So this might look like, wait, where are you going to put that? That's not going to look good there, which you could make it look good there if you wanted. And honestly, that might be an idea for another time. But for now, I'm going to take this one, which is the scissors, and it will transform it into whatever background color you have on the dress. So I'm going to show you here. You can go like this and move this around. So then you could make like change it into a white dress and make it look like white lace. Or I could change it to blue. Whichever I fancy. I often go for black to create like silhouettes, but you can do this with whichever color. So for now I'm going to switch it back to white because this is the direction this is going. And then say I like that, but I want something different. So I can I'm just going to pick something. It doesn't matter what you pick. I'm trying to use simple things you get in the game from the get-go. So let's just take, I'm feeling indecisive now. I'm going to take the ombre tool. I'm going to change it to a pretty lavender. And now we're going to take it and do this tool, which is the polka dot tool. This is another tool I use a lot that I feel not everyone understands how to use it. So you can just do it straight like this and create some stripes. And then while it's polka dotted, you can also mirror it. So therefore you can create a bit of a cool look there. But say you have it polka dotted and mirrored, and then you rotate it. You can create like a cool plaid look, or stripes, or pleats down in the bottom of the skirt. Now mind you, with the way these dresses work, it's not gonna look the best in every spot, so it's up to you if you like it. So in the back, for example, the back of these dresses, let me get rid of it real quick. The way the back of these dresses work is, let me get in a better position in the light real quick. The window's kind of blocking. So with this, for example, every time that you design something, it's going to look like this where it's split in half while it's on this setting here, which I call the global tool. The global tool is one of those tools that you most of the time want your designs to be on it, but every now and then it's a good thing to have it off. So I'm gonna turn it off real quick and show you what I mean. So then I would no longer have it be going half and half, and it will now go exactly as it's meant to be on the dress. You can move this wherever you want, but you do have to keep in mind that, in my opinion, I think this is the game's way to try to eliminate skin tone based dresses. The higher up you move it, it will create another spot on the dress. But you can just cover that up with another layer if you have it available, like so. Just depends on which layer you have it at. So just keep that in mind as you're designing. But what I'm going to show you is, so say, for example, you have it off a global tool, like here, and you like it, and now you can go like this, and you can click on this image, which will put it on the front and the back. Mainly, I like this when I'm doing sleeves. I don't like it on the actual dress most of the time. I will mainly do this on sleeved dresses. So on the sleeve, it'll reverse what's on the sleeve on the other side of the sleeve, is what I would recommend that for. It's hard to get that just right sometimes. So this is what I mean by that. So, for example, we like the direction this dress is going, so I can kind of just reverse this. Now I created a little bit of a bust with the heart. And say I like that, but I want the heart somewhere else. I can make it like so, make it all tiny, and there we go. Because when you have it on global tool, it won't get very tiny, but now it'll be tinier. So I'm going to show you what the last tool does, because it's kind of hard to see it on some designs. But right here, this will flip the design, so it will flip it to the other direction. Some designs this doesn't fully matter on. It varies on what you're doing. But, so this is just a basic thing I can show you here. So I'm gonna just make a bit of a basic dress here with some of the tools we implemented. So I'm gonna take this mirror, and then I'm gonna do a little cross pattern. I'm gonna do this. Now, something I can do here, so I like it, but I want it to be a little more intense. I can just mirror it again. I think I did the same one twice, so we're gonna try this again. Actually, I'm feeling picky now, so we're gonna make it a little different. I like that, so now we're gonna take it, and we're gonna mirror this one. And then we're gonna take that, and mirror that one. So then you create a bit of a look with it. And I'm gonna move the layers up. So basically with this, it's kind of like Photoshop. You can move the layers in whichever order you would prefer. So now I'm gonna do, while I'm doing this, I think I kind of have an interesting idea. We'll see how this goes. Let's see here. So if I was to take that, and I can kind of create a cool look here, this would be one for this tool, but it doesn't make things very big. And also, depending on the angle you look at, it can make items look funny. So you do need to keep that in mind. It's not for every place. It varies on where you want it, of course. But I don't think I want that. I think I want the circle. Or maybe another heart. Why not do a heart? Let's see how the heart looks. I think I want to try to move this around. So you can also rotate it and see how it looks at every angle. It is harder to do some of this precision stuff on Switch, but it is possible. I have designed many addresses on Switch, and when you mirror it, it mostly goes into the exact same spot. Sometimes you have to mess with it a little bit to make things look right. But for the most part, you get exactly what you wanted. So I messed with that one earlier, which was the crown. But honestly, I think I might use it here. Let's see. If I was to do it as a cutout, no, it looks too washed out with a cutout. But I can go like this.
Are you sure you're okay, Warren?
And go like so. And create a little extra gem look under the heart. So that's one thing. I also love using the magic wand. It is kind of temperamental though. It has its moments though. And that's a good one to reverse, but it will reverse it on the entire dress, just to keep that in mind. But this is one that could make a really cool crisscross pattern. And again, like I said, you can crisscross this as many times as you want. And the bigger you make it, the more diverse it's gonna be, but that's not always a good thing. It depends on what you're going for. But you can create some interesting looks with that. I'm gonna make this really tiny. And then we're gonna take the ombre, the bigger ombre, not the smaller ombre, to help finalize the look. Now, what I tend to try to do, so I can make it go all the way to the back, to the best of my ability, to also save on layer spaces, I will make it go more to the side and mirror it, and then bring them together as close as I can so there's as little crossover as possible. And then you're left with a bit of a cool design on the back, which you can then fill in with, say, more hearts or more triangles. In this case, I think I'm going to do a triangle. That tends to be my tried and true method. But I think I'm going to use this so it kind of creates that gem look. So you can rotate the image as much as you want to see how it looks. I think I kind of like this. It kind of creates like a kaleidoscope type look, and I might continue that up the dress. In this case, I think I'm actually just gonna go like so. And again, using the more intense ombre, create a bit of that scarf look. And you can create a bit of a a cascading ombre that looks like silk is kind of the idea I'm going for. And then you can move the ombre up, or move the layers up in this case. But I don't know if I like this. I think I'm actually going to edit this a little bit. So let me see here. We're gonna edit this a little bit. I think it looks a little too busy there, so we're actually gonna take a triangle. And we're gonna add it so it covers up some of that busyness. And then we can duplicate it again. And do so until we cover up most of the base. And this is a good time where you can do that if you'd so please, but in this case I'm going to go on ahead and just duplicate it again because I have enough layers for it. I'm now going to use the lighter ombre tool. And we're going to make sure it doesn't go over too much. And you can rotate it so it looks better, because with the way this dress works, it won't cross over as much because of the way that split down the middle works. So you don't have to worry about what I did in the front at all. So we're gonna take this . Whoa, it got a little tinier than I wanted. Just trying something, but you don't have to do any of what I'm doing at all. This is just kind of some basic examples of what you can do. But the power of this tool gives you quite a bit of freedom. I think I'm gonna go on ahead and make a bow, which is a slightly more difficult technique that I'm not trying to overwhelm you guys with. But you can do it in a couple different ways, but this tends to be how I make bows. You can use the mini bow, which is this one, and then fill in the dots, which I have also done. In fact, I think that's what I'm gonna do today, because that will be a much more simple design for today's explanation. But we'll take that and put it under the heart, and you'll see that it has little dots. Now, you can just fill it in with a base color, if you'd so like, but I'm actually going to fill it in with, so it's pure white, because I don't want to see the spots underneath. Like so. I'm trying to make this work, but I can adjust the sizes of everything. I think I will. Let me go on ahead. This is a good example of a time where you can take it off of the global tool because you're trying to get small details. Now, mind you, some of the PC ability is to get a little more nitpicky with the placement of it, but don't worry even if you can't do that. This is just me at the level that I'm at from trial and error. I started off as a Switch player, trying to figure out everything, and this is just how I've ended up. So I'm gonna take this, and I'm going to trying to remember exactly how to do this. So you can rotate it so it looks like little ribbons. And we're gonna do it one more time, but at a lower angle with a pink. And then we're gonna do it again. Again, the ombre tool is one of my best friends. I use it very frequently. Like so. And now it kind of looks like a butterfly, but you can edit it. Kind of make a divide between the bow, which is a lot of times why I just go for a triangle bow instead of the mini bow, but don't get me wrong, this still works too. And I actually have a bit of a cute idea. We can kind of let the polka dot shine. Let the polka dots shine through. And we can make them white, or we can make them another color. I'm thinking I'm gonna make the bow white and the polka dots another color. Yeah, we're gonna make them pink. It looks extra cute. Like so. And now with the big ombre tool again, we're gonna make a bit of a cape effect. We can make it look like a big giant ribbon. Now it looks like an even more giant ribbon. And now we have a bit of a cool design. It looks like intricate lace, which is the look we were going for. So this is just one implication of this. And there are many other ways we can do this. But I'm just showing you this one. This was the one I made on our recent live stream. I've made several tutorials in the past on how to make custom tennis shoes and more. Let me know if you guys want to see any more from me, but this has been a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.